Hi, it's Ben from Husky.com with today's mini mortgage tip. So, today's tip is about when you're coming up to your remortgage and you're wanting to borrow some money from the equity in your property in order to fund something in your life. So the first thing to say about this is to get independent advice. So if you seek independent advice, different lenders will lend different amounts depending on the purpose that you want to lend the money from. So it's important that you get independent advice on this one. The first thing to note is that you are able to apply to your current lender to potentially get a further advance or to seek a secured loan instead of borrowing money on top of your mortgage as part of a remortgage on this one, which might be cheaper ways to do this. And that's another reason to get independent advice, to ask your advisor to also look into these options for you. So, most lenders will lend for the following: home improvements. That's to borrow some money to perhaps build an extension or to do some work to your house. Debt consolidation, so that's paying off loans or credit cards. For the deposit on a new property, so to borrow some money to fund the deposit for a residential purchase or for a buy-to-let. For a divorce settlement, if you've got money to pay for there. Or to repay the lease, so if your house is a leasehold property, you can often repay your lease, and so you can raise money to fund that. Reasons that the majority of lenders won't lend, although this isn't saying that you can't get money for some of these things. To purchase a property abroad, so if you're raising money for the deposit on a property abroad, you're unlikely to be able to do that with most lenders. To borrow the money for a deposit on an unspecified property, so if you're wanting to borrow some money for the deposit on a property that you haven't found yet, so it'll just sit in your bank account before you find the property. A lot of lenders won't do that, but there are some out there that will. To borrow money for a land purchase, you're going to struggle to get that most places. To repay business debts or to fund business purposes, to inject money into any business that you might have, you're going to struggle with that. Also to repay gambling debts and any tax bills. They're things that you are going to struggle to lend money on. In terms of how much lenders will go up to, some will let you borrow money for things like home improvements and debt consolidation up to 90%. But again, not all lenders will do this. So this is one certainly to get independent advice from. That's the main thing to take away from this. Any questions? Email us at hi@husky.com and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.